I hate having a birthday. This is gonna be probably gonna be a short video, but basically I've decided to kind of vlog my life for the day, at least in a way. I've never really done anything like this. I'm using a camera that I got for Christmas present. Mainly I've only been using it for photos, but I've decided to make a video. Why not? So I'll explain how I broke my ankle, my current progress, what I gotta do in order for the surgery to take place, and after the surgery what's gonna be happening, and then I'll throw in a couple little things in between. I might be going on the Melbourne Eye tomorrow, well technically today, because it's like 2:30 in the morning. Really bad sleeping schedules. But I might if I don't go, then you won't see it, but if I do go, you'll see some photos that I would have taken on this camera. But I'm here to explain in this video how I broke my ankle and how it's affecting my life currently. Alright, so basically the way that happened was I was at Bounce with my friend Logan. We just mucking around, playing a little bit of dodgeball. Mainly the entire time we were there, we were playing dodgeball. Everything was fine. We were there for a 2-hour long session. If you don't know what Bounce is pretty much just like a big trampoline sort of center. There's a lot of them all around the world. They go by different names, like Jump, Bounce, 360. There's few, if you watch Funk Bros, they do a whole bunch of trampoline videos in their own sort of center in their area. But basically I was at a trampoline center where it's called Bounce. Bounce is a company that's created all these centers, and they brought them all around Australia, and I think there's some in America, but I'm not entirely sure. But basically we were just having fun, mucking around. We were getting ready to play another game of dodgeball after the shift changes between the people who were working there. It was about 2 o'clock roughly, and we were just getting ready for the second session. We were mucking around, 20 minutes goes by, 20 minutes into the session, and playing more dodgeball. A lot of people had left because they were only there for the 11, 12 and 1 o'clock sessions. Me and my mate were still here. So mucking around, doing anything you can, playing a little bit of dodgeball, throwing the ball at each other, and then more people will start to flock in a little bit. I start to show off. I'm like, yeah, look at this, I can do a backflip, cool, yeah. On these piddly little trampolines that barely give you any bounce or anything like that. And someone threw a ball at my face when I was in the middle of doing my first backflip. Freaked me out a little bit, but I landed. So I kept bouncing, and then I did it again. Someone threw it towards my face, but this time it freaked me out more, and I kind of landed on my ankle. It wasn't like a normal sort of landing. It was more of I landed halfway through the mat and halfway through the trampoline. So imagine this being this sort of level right here being the mat that sits next to the trampoline that's supposed to protect it and also so you can walk on it. And then this being the trampoline itself. Pretty significant gap. Only a couple centimeters, but that's a couple centimeters is what caused my ankle to be broken. So this couple centimeters, my foot landed right in between it. My foot was like this. All kinds of sideways and everything. Just crooked. Very crooked. Basically, I landed like this, and my body weight crushed it. I weigh roughly 80 kilos. 80 kilos at an ankle. One ankle, when it's sideways, doesn't work. So, pretty much what happened was, I was in a lot of pain, I picked up when it happened, I looked straight at the employee. I'm like, my ankle hurts a lot. I picked up my leg in this big chunk at my kneecap, and my whole ankle was flopping like this. Just imagine a flopping ankle. And I was in a lot of pain. It's probably one of the worst pains I've ever felt in my life. And they rolled me over onto the mat where you normally walk, and I was just laying there, and my ankle was in so much pain. But the thing is that it wasn't just like a continuous pain. It was waves upon waves of more and more pain. Sometimes I wouldn't feel anything except for like numb toes, or I would feel like something something jittering up into my leg. Like I wouldn't feel anything. But then other times it'd be like somebody's grabbing a nail and hammering it into my ankle. So we were there for about 20 minutes, just chilling out. Pretty much with me screaming in pain, waiting for my dad to pop up. Because this was about 20-30 minutes away from my house. We waiting for my dad to get there. My dad finally gets there, and we start to stand up, walk around, see if I can actually put any weight on my ankle. I can't feel I can't feel anything around my ankle region other than pain. So I'm like, I can't rest any on it. So my mate's helping me walk out with my dad. We get ready to go towards the door, and the bathroom's right next to the door. So I go straight to the bathroom because I'm saying to my dad, I'm like, I feel so sick. I feel like I'm gonna throw up. They're telling me it's all the adrenaline. It's all the adrenaline just running out in my body, and my body's just gonna deplete itself eventually of all the adrenaline, and all the pain's gonna kick in because apparently I wasn't feeling as much pain as I ever thought I was. The adrenaline starts to slowly fade away as they say that they're gonna call the ambulance. They call the ambulance. Ambos get there. They came to the green stick. It's not at all what you would think it's like. Some of my mates are like, I want to intentionally hurt myself so I can have the green stick. It tastes like a permanent marker smells. It's revolting. They're like, oh, you're not getting enough of the effects. Hold the top of the stick where the air can flow through, and inhale as much as you can. Inhale as much as you can, and all you get is permanent marker all over your lungs. It's revolting. So, flash forward a few hours, and I was in Children's Hospital in Melbourne, and they told me that it was just a sprain after doing a couple x-rays. Flash forward another 2 days. They called my mum and told me to go straight back to the hospital because they missed a broken floating bone in my ankle. They were looking at the wrong spot. They were looking towards the left side of my ankle. The broken floating bone was on the right side of my ankle. They didn't notice it for 2 days. Getting a couple of scans, got a CAT scan, got a, what was it? Can't even remember, but I got CAT scan, x-rays, I got a couple other different scans to see whether I have ligament damage and broken bone, where it's broken, yada 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 yada. I have a really rare break. It's like, imagine this is my ankle, these are all my toes, this is the top of my foot, this is the ankle which would connect to my leg. I have a V shape missing from the top of my ankle that would connect to my leg. That's where the floating bone's coming from. So basically I have to wait 4 weeks, 4 bloody weeks, before I can have surgery to get rid of that floating bone and repair the damaged cartilage and ligament. I'm never going to be able to go on a trampoline ever again, and I'm probably going to have a lot of problems with running. I love trampolines, and that's so much pain just comes to my head whenever I think I can never go on one again. So that's pretty much my story. I've got to go through physiotherapy until the surgery, and then after that I'm out of action for about a month and a half. But let's spruce up this kind of video and get rid of the broken bone. Alright, so I just wake up.
We got millions of reasons to let it all go.
All set. Got my hoodie on, got hat on, shoes, boot, got some shorts on, and I'm ready to go to the Melbourne Eye or Melbourne Star, whichever one you want to call it. And I'm just waiting on my friend to show up, and we should be ready to go.
To get away, to see you again. My sight is clear, the world seems bland. I spend my days waiting for a better chance. Don't wait, time's fleeting away.
Alright, so Ferris wheel's done, getting ready to get off. After we get off, we're going to go straight back down here. Yes? Okay. And after that, what are you going to do? I got some good photos.
Hold on, stand tall, be smart, we're young. Hold on, stand tall, be smart, we're young. She was like a movie scene and her heart kept pulling.